Happy Thursday, everybody. It's subscriber feedback. The best day of the week. I'm Jay, and this is Imtiaz, looking for just general notes and feedback to improve upon their work. If you'd like me to review audio of yours just like this, there's a form in the description. It's free. Do it. Send me something. And if, like Imtiaz here, you want to be a booth buddy, thanks for joining all the booth buddies, and Imtiaz, thank you for joining up. It gives you priority access to this feedback, and you can submit more than once. So rather than waiting 1 to 2 months to get your turn, you can jump towards the top of the queue and ta-da, Bob's your uncle, as they say. That's it. Let's dive in, shall we? Imtiaz, this was quite a long sample. I'm just going to stick to the first 30, 40 seconds because we've got a lot to work with just in that time frame. So we'll listen and then we'll talk.
Elia Learning. Welcome to the world of Elia Learning. Let's jump right in. Look, we all know mastering English can feel a bit like wandering through a maze of rigid, confusing rules, right? But what we're looking at today is how Elia Learning completely transforms that overwhelming process into something that feels intuitive and natural.
Okay, great start so far. Why do I say that? Well, in terms of things that I love, one, you've got a great tonal approach to this in learning projects, learning audiobooks, nonfiction audiobooks. Having a peer-to-peer status where you're talking to somebody it just helps me to trust that you've been through this process before, that you know what you're talking about, and critically, that you're leading me through it with a compassionate friend-to-friend approach rather than like a condescending teacher type thing. So really, really great deal there. Love that. There are a few things that we'll talk about. One, mic technique on the technical side, a little bit of your audio processing. Both of those things are going to be pretty significant fixes, but they're really easy to improve your audio quality in a big way. And then we'll talk about your performance overall after the fact. So first things first, with mic technique, right now it sounds like you're quite close to the microphone, and what that's resulting in is a lot of plosive action. Your breath is hitting the microphone, which is causing distortions in the audio and plosives pretty much consistently through the whole recording. And it's a big problem, but a really, really easy fix. So you'll just want to move the microphone 1 to 2 inches further away from you. And rather than talking directly into the microphone, so if the microphone's right in front of your face, just move it 30 to 45 degrees off to the side. That can be to the left, to the right, above you. I don't typically recommend below you because your breath from your nose flows down. So I recommend somewhere above or to the sides, but that'll fix that pretty much right out. So when you're performing, talk across the microphone rather than into the microphone, and that'll reduce your plosives pretty significantly overall. If you don't already have a pop filter, that's either a foam thing like this that goes on the microphone or a screen that goes in front of it, get one. That'll also help really, really significantly. And then moving a couple inches away will also help because if you're right next to the microphone, all your breath is funneling into there, but it also magnifies a lot of sounds that just sends things out of balance with the proximity effect. I don't hear that a ton with you and your recording here, but I think you can afford to move back a smidge. Then, in terms of your audio processing and editing, a couple significant fixes that will have big changes for large problems they're just easy fixes that have a big effect is all I'm trying to say. First things first, at the beginning of your audio here, we've got these sounds. We don't want those, particularly at the beginning of your audio recording, because if we have sounds like that at the beginning of an audition, an audiobook, any recording, what it does for me as a listener is it undercuts my ability to trust in the professionalism of this book, in the professionalism of the person performing the book, et cetera, et cetera. It just puts me in a space where we don't want the audience to be. Fortunately, the simple fix is to just Get rid of them. Delete them, silence them, and you're done. That's it. Because rather than it sounding like this to start,
Elia learning.
it sounds like this,
Elia learning.
which is like clean, crisp, sounds like any professional audiobook I would hear. So that's great. And then for audiobooks in particular, this front section should be under 1 second and over half a second. So I just took a little bit of time off there. Simple fix. Then in terms of your processing overall, it's a broad note, but I would just pull back all of the processing in general. Right now, it sounds like you're doing more than you need to or even should do. Specifically, your compression and or limiting the loudness changes that you're making, they sound a little bit aggressive to my ear. So I would just dial those back as much as you can. And then it sounds like you've got a gate going as well. I'm going to bring back this first section because it's really illustrative of what I'm, just a really aggressive gate or noise reduction or breath control thing going on. And you want to pull those back as much as you can because right now it's distracting. And that holds in the breaths in the middle here. The breaths in the middle sound, some of them have fluttering effects still. And they're all quite amplified, meaning they sound really loud relative to your performance, which is a result of heavy compression or limiting. When breaths sound overly loud like this, that's usually the cause. So and anybody who's watched this for any number of times, this channel, you know that I love breathing, like most human beings.
But what we're looking at,
there's also,
jump right in.
At the beginning of your breaths, it sounds like you're closing your mouth at the end of sentences.
Jump right in.
Jump right in. And your mouth is unsealing in order to breathe.
Jump right in.
Jump right in is what I hear. Again, easy fix. Just don't close your mouth at the end of sentences. And that's a larger like vocal performance note. But if I end a sentence by closing my mouth, it shuts off the flow of breath and the flow of energy out to my listener because I present the information and it ends right there. And if it ends right there, it has, I don't know if that is making sense, but just if you can, keep your mouth unsealed and active with the person who you're talking to, and that'll be a small tweak that will probably have large effects in how the read goes. What a great segue into talking about your performance, my friend. A little mic pop for you there. Same deal there. As you're performing, right now there are moments where it sounds like you're simply reading the book in a very pleasant way to your audience. But I would love to tip it over a little bit more into really communicating with the person. And I talk about this a lot with thought chunks. There are times when your thought chunks sound a little bit sliced in a weird way. What I mean by that specifically is there are phrases or ideas that flow together where we're breathing in odd places, which just cuts up the idea to make it more difficult for me to understand. So we want to keep thought chunks intact and breathe at the end of thought chunks rather than willy-nilly or even with punctuation. So this section here, I think, is an example of
Look,
that.
we all know mastering English can feel a bit like wandering through a maze of rigid, confusing rules, right? But what we're looking at today is how Elia learning completely transforms that overwhelming process into something that feels intuitive and well natural.
So this is the one I was thinking of. Because we're breathing in odd places.
But what we're looking at today is how Elia learning completely transforms that overwhelming process into
Completely transforms that overwhelming process. That overwhelming process should go together rather than being split up. And so for this phrase, it's a little difficult for me to break down. Well, let's try.
But what we're looking at today is how Elia learning.
But what we're looking at today is how allele learning
completely transforms that overwhelming process into something
that overwhelming process, so we can establish what we're looking at today is how this thing transforms this process into something else over here, rather than cutting it up in the middle of those discrete thought chunks. And those aren't necessarily the right thought chunks, but right now we're running out of breath in places that just don't really make sense, and choosing to breathe in the middle of a thought chunk, which makes it difficult for me to understand as an audience member. In contrast, this phrase that we listened to just moments ago, I think you could afford to allow yourself a breath in the middle of there if you need, because right now this thought chunk is being smushed together a little too much, to where I'm spending a fair amount of energy as the listener trying to hold on to the thread rather than having it presented in bite-sized pieces. It's like having a big burrito and trying to eat it in one bite kind of thing.
Look, we all know mastering English can feel a bit like wandering through a maze of rigid, confusing rules, right? Look, we all know mastering English can feel a bit like...
So altogether, it sounds okay, and I think it's just that there's a little bit of a hiccup. Look, we all know mastering English, and we kind of just get stuck there a little bit. But if I were to split it up myself, I might go, look, we all know mastering English is like a bunch of confusing rules smashed together, and that's why it's so challenging, right? So I might chop it up there. But to keep it all together, that could work too if we just moved through it a little bit more fluidly without those small hitches in the speech there. I think that's the big thing is with thought chunks, just make sure that you're flowing through, and feel free to split it up. But if you're gonna split it up, make sure that it's in chunks that make sense rather than in the middle of a thought chunk. But all in all, solid start, my friend. Really, really solid start. And thanks for sending this in. Thanks for being a booth buddy, my friend. It's good to have another on the team. Anyhow, everybody, until the next one of these, be well, and I'll see you there. Toodles.